to be like affirming each other in the fact that they're proud of what work we did that day.
Ben, just knowing the caliber of opponent you guys are going to face, the road environment, just how important was getting the Alabama experience kind of under your belt earlier this year?
I mean, for me personally, as an older guy, I think I've had a lot of opportunities to play at really good schools. So that's something that you can bring into a game like this. But some of our younger guys, it was awesome for them to get an experience to play in a great environment where you've got everybody going against you instead of having the crowd at your back. So, it's really just something that it's really big for the young guys, and the older guys, it's something that just gives them another layer of confidence going into a hostile environment.
Coach Michaels talked a lot about culture and how this culture has been really strong. How do you now translate that into wins?
Honestly, when you think about culture isn't something you say. It's culture is what you do on the field, what you do between each other, how you interact with each other. Culture is what happens when maybe the crowd isn't at your back, or when they're not supporting you, maybe they're against you. So it's really the bond you can create between a team rather than just knowing what opinions you value.
I think you kind of talked in preseason a little bit about how you're being used a little differently this year. You're not, they're not wearing you out with as many snaps. Just how's that worked out, and can you expand a little bit on kind of now that you're going through it, how you think that's kind of helping your play?
I mean, when I think about us last season, we had maybe 4 guys who were rotating, 5 guys who were rotating on the D-line, and even if you could say we were rotating, there's a large disparity in snap counts. So this year, you look at a snap count chart, and it's, if Parker and I play 25, Dylan Johnson might play 15. So, that's a hell of a difference rather than 65, 12, and 4. So you really got to be proud in the work that you have to have confidence in each other, to always know whoever's on the field, you got confidence in them.
Do you notice any difference between last year and this year and how guys have responded to back-to-back losses, and now with the bye week, you could either stew on it or you could kind of move past it?
I think that last year sometimes guys were in their heads about, this is maybe the challenge that we have going forward. They thought about it as a challenge of maybe a negative way. And this year we've seen growth between maybe the opportunity that lays in everything rather than, this is going to be a hell of a challenge coming forward. Which challenges aren't bad, that's just the way you respond to them.
Any of the younger guys, given that the bye week usually gives kind of some opportunities for some younger guys, any of them that kind of really stood out to you?
I love our linebacker core. Those young guys are great, between Coop Cat, Hosa, and Tommy Heiberger, which Tommy's also a second year, which is still very young in the aspect of college football, but that's a great athlete. And then other than that, Dylan Johnson had a good bye week. He really had a hell of a practice today. I don't know if you guys were out there for it, but he really looked good. Offensive-wise, again, I'd have to sit down and think about it, but there's going to be guys who are always rising with these opportunities, and there's going to be guys who look at it as, how do you steal a game rep during a bye week? So, there were some very positive outcomes.
Was there one play in particular with those linebackers that kind of sticks out to you? Or?
This week, since, it's not as much like 1s, 2s, 3s, it's whatever rotation the D-line ended up on, you're playing with them. So, this was my first time getting to play with, Coop and Posa. So, there were times where, I'm cutting a ball off, and where usually it's Christian shooting it and making the play, I'm looking over and it's number 44, which was really cool to see out of those guys who I've got a ton of confidence for younger guys.
Coming on the bye week, there's a lot of debate between preparation in terms of rest and recovery, and also being as physical as you want to be. How did you guys kind of balance that this week?
Yeah, I think they did a great job this week. You've got guys who you're aware are ready for Saturdays, who don't need those grueling inside run reps, but you've also got to keep in mind that if you make yourself mentally tired, your body's going to go to hell. So you really got to keep up your mental side of football, and having confidence in your body, your preparation, how intense you do everything, but also being okay, this is what I need for my body outside of football.
Under that same realm, how much are you getting extra time to prepare for Michigan versus there's specific self-scouting stuff you guys are working on? Do you feel more prepared for Michigan than you would in a normal game week, or has it kind of been a week of working on your own stuff and now a normal week of Michigan?
Well, we got a plus one day, I guess you could say. But besides that, you do self-scout last week, so you've got 3 days to identify what you guys did as a program, what we've done as a defense versus what our offense shows us, what maybe tendencies we can get out of our offense to translate to Michigan's offense. And then I guess yesterday was our first day of true Michigan preparation, and then on the field. But you've got meetings.
Sure, yeah.
We get meetings 2 weeks, and so have they. So it's really interesting. We're both coming off a bye, so we both got the same preparation.